Here we are, it's time to get started with the Camaro Summer Tournament.
I'm ready to see some American muscle race down that track.
Up first we have Jeremiah Logan driving the 1970 Camaro Z28. This car comes to us from PoBoy Racing.
That's a heavy one at 53.3 grams.
Then we have James Dean driving the yellow 1970 Camaro. That one is a Hot Wheels weighing 36 grams. He'll be driving for Marc D of CRC Racing.
In the blue 70 Camaro we have Nick Braxton. That's a Hot Wheels weighing 36.4 grams. He's driving for Blackburn Family Racing.
And last up in the green 2018 Camaro SS is Peter B. That one weighs 34 grams, it's made by Hot Wheels, and it's sponsored by Jacen from Trax Racing.
We have 3 Camaros from the 70s and 1 from 2018. I guess the question is, can classic muscle keep up with modern automobile engineering?
We're about to find out as soon as the light goes green, and there it is, let's go racing, boys! Jeremiah Logan out in the lead, followed by Nick Braxton. James Dean in the yellow car on the outside.
Here they go into the open section of track.
We've got some contact between Nick Braxton and Jeremiah Logan.
Jeremiah pulling ahead, Nick Braxton on his tail, literally.
It's a close race around the final corner, and it's gonna be Jeremiah Logan, Nick Braxton, Peter B., and James Dean finishing in that order on the first race.
That was an exciting start to this Camaro tournament.
Let's look at the replay. A tight group going around that second corner. Watch Peter B. in the green car make that pass over James Dean to take third place.
That was impressive.
Here we go at the start of race 2. We have James Dean in the front right in the yellow car, and Peter B. in the front left in the green car.
You know, it's interesting. Every tournament seems to feature a Jimmy or a James.
Well, at least this time he's not crazy.
Well, we'll have to wait and see about that.
Also, we should mention, we don't actually pick these names. The names are submitted by fans in a contest on the Facebook group, and then randomly selected.
You can find a link to that group in the description below.
And here comes James Dean flying down the track, and we have a new track record.
Oh my goodness.
16.550 seconds.
Holy Camaro, that's a fast time.
Wow.
That's faster than most modified cars in King of the Mountain.
James Dean beating out both Crazy Jimmy and Crazy James to take number 1 on the top 5 track times board for the 2020 season.
I did not expect to see a record broken this early in this tournament.
Yeah, me either.
In fact, I didn't expect to see a record broken at all.
Camaros aren't necessarily known for being the fastest castings in diecast racing. That yellow Camaro only weighing 36 grams, which once again goes to show you it's not always about
Whoa, man. We've got mayhem over on turn 2.
Nick Braxton all by himself, and it looks like he's just going to take his time to the finish line.
Hey, there's no need to push it when your competition's all off the track.
Nick Braxton picks up his first win. That's going to give him a pretty big points boost, tying him with Jeremiah Logan, both of them having 8 points. James Dean underneath them with 6 points.
Let's take a look at that wreck. Keep your eye on the white car of Jeremiah Logan.
Oh.
Hits that wall and rolls it. That completely ruined any chance for Peter B. or James Dean to make it to the finish line.
James Dean ends up running into the back of Peter B. That causes him to flip over. That's a tough break for all 3 of those drivers. They'll get 0 points for that race.
Here we go at the final race. The top 2 drivers, Jeremiah Logan and Nick Braxton, are in the front row.
James Dean starting off in the back. He's trailing by 2 points. It's going to be disappointing if the new track time record holder ends up getting knocked out of the tournament in the first round.
There's some contact between Jeremiah Logan and Nick Braxton. Whoa! Nick Braxton's car gets popped up in the air.
Jeremiah Logan flying around the last corner, and he will take this race, followed by... It's going to be James Dean.
Peter B takes 3rd, and Nick Braxton takes 4th.
And look at that. We've got a tie between James Dean and Nick Braxton. That means both of those drivers will have to race once again to determine who will join Jeremiah Logan in the next round of the Camaro tournament.
I think you know who I'm pulling for, 3D.
Who's that?
Look, man, I'm a simple kind of guy. I wake up every morning, put my American flag boxer briefs on one leg at a time. I get a hot cup of joe, 2 eggs over hard, no runny yolks, a slice of toast, and a Jimmy Dean sausage. I'm going for James Dean.
Hell yeah, brother. I'm sorry, I got a little caught up in your story there.
It's literally the American dream.
James Dean is starting off on the inside because he has the faster track time. I mean, he has the fastest track time.
There's a lot of paint swapping on that section of the track today.
James Dean got spun around. He's going to try to finish the race going in reverse.
He's already a legend, 3D.
And here he comes to take the checkered. Whoa!
Ouch! Oh.
A hard wreck at the end, but James Dean does it. He will be moving on along with Jeremiah Logan to the second round of the Camaro Summer Tournament.
A somewhat rocky start for James Dean, but that is how all true American legend stories start off.
You can see right here Nick Braxton hitting the back end of James Dean's car, spinning him around. At this point, he has a decision to make. Should he try to pull off a Rockford turn or just keep going in reverse? James Dean says, move over, Tomater, I'm going to get her done.
I know we just started this tournament, but I need a James Dean shirt.
I think it's way too early for that. He just barely made it into round 2. Here's a look at the tournament bracket so far. Jeremiah Logan and James Dean are the first 2 drivers to make it into round 2. Don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, we've got 4 more drivers ready to take the track in the Camaro Summer Tournament. Welcome back. You're watching the 3D Bot Maker Diecast Racing League. Here's our next group of drivers. We have TheloniousJawn McBatmanorama.
What the?
Like I said, we don't pick the names.
McBatman is driving for Marc D of CRC Racing.
Then we have Chuck Turbo.
Now that's a name.
He's driving in our first JL. That's a Johnny Lightning, not a Hot Wheels. And the 69 Camaro Black with Flames JL is a legend in diecast racing.
It's rumored to be the fastest Johnny Lightning.
Then we have Artipia driving in the Camaro Convertible Concept. This one's sponsored by MDG.
I think I saw some FTEs on that.
And last up we have Red Gloves Rules driving in the Camaro Concept. This one's sponsored by Scorpio Love Smith.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
If you watch this channel, you'll understand that. So which car are you feeling in this race, 2D?
Chuck Turbo all the way. He has an awesome name. The flames on that car are beautiful. Plus, it would be nice to see another brand besides Hot Wheels do well in the racing league.
That's true. Hot Wheels has been dominating.
Not to mention we paid quite a bit of money to get that Johnny Lightning.
We did?
I should rephrase that. You paid a lot of money to get that Johnny Lightning car.
What do you mean I did? I had nothing to do with that.
It's sponsored by 3D Bot Maker Racing.
And who approved that purchase order?
Susan.
She's an intern.
Is she?
Yeah, she can approve purchase orders.
Hey, you live, you learn.
We'll talk about this later. Thelonious picks up his first win, and everyone else gets stuck behind Chuck Turbo. Not a great start for that Johnny Lightning.
Oh man, I hope it was worth the money.
How much exactly was that car?
I've got to find the receipt.
Yeah, do that please. A rough start for Chuck Turbo, Artipia, and Red Gloves Rules. That's going to be 0 points for all 3 of them on the first race. That currently gives John McBat a 5-point lead.
It's around here somewhere.
Dude, don't worry about it. We've got a race going on here.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Let's see. Johnny Lightning, 69 Camaro Black with Flames. What?
Yeah, I know.
Why did we pay so much for one car?
You've got expensive taste.
Well, that car better win. Chuck Turbo in the lead right now, followed by Batmanorama.
Go Chuck Turbo.
He's having some steering issues. Thelonious takes the lead going to the last corner.
He's drifting.
Chuck Turbo's fighting for it. Chuck Turbo pulls ahead.
Yes.
And Chuck Turbo
Chuck, baby.
takes the win. Back from Batmanorama.
I told you.
That has got to be one of the best back and forth races we've seen all season long.
See, wasn't it worth the money?
He hasn't won yet. He's only in second place.
Yeah, but that race right there was priceless.
Here it is again. Thelonious with a clean pass over Chuck Turbo ends up drifting around that corner, loses control right here. Here comes Chuck Turbo, pushes him out of the way and says, thank you, I believe that checkered flag you're looking at is mine.
This race is getting good right here. The battle between Chuck Turbo and TheloniousJawn is just heating up.
Here we go at the start of race 3. We have Red Gloves Rule on the front right and Artipia starting off on the front left.
Artipia has those faster than ever wheels on that convertible. I expected to see some faster than ever times out of that car, but we haven't seen it yet.
Right now, Red Gloves Rules is out in front. Artipia right behind him.
John Thelonious and Chuck Turbo swapping some paint back there.
Looks like Red Gloves Rules has this race in the bag, and it will go to Red Gloves Rules, followed by Artipia, TheloniousJawn, and then Chuck Turbo.
It's not looking good for our boy Chuck.
Chuck Turbo falls back to third place as Red Gloves Rules moves into second with 7 points. It looks like it's going to be a battle between Red Gloves Rules and Chuck Turbo for that second place spot to see who will advance on to the second round of the tournament.
Both of those drivers are starting off in the back row.
John TheloniousJawn and Artipia in the front row. Artipia 3 points behind Red Gloves Rules. If Artipia can win this race, there might be a chance.
Chuck Turbo falling behind.
We've got a tight pack of 3 going around that second corner.
Artipia pulls ahead as the other drivers skid out.
And it looks like Artipia is going to make a comeback here. And yes, Artipia takes the win. This race is still going on. Chuck Turbo wrecks. No. No.
Not the paint job.
Thelonious Monk will finish that race in second, followed by Red Gloves Rules. And would you have a look at that?
We've got another tie.
Unfortunately, it's the end of the road for Chuck Turbo. and the paint job on this roof.
Oh, man.
That cost will come out of 2D's paycheck.
Oh, come on.
Artipia and Red Gloves Rules both tie with 9 points, so they will have to race again to determine who will be joining TheloniousJawn in the second round.
Wow, such an exciting start to this tournament. That's 2 ties in just the first day.
Red Gloves Rules has the faster track time, so he will start off this race on the inside lane.
With only 2 cars on the track, maybe this time we'll see what those FTEs on that convertible can do.
For those of you new to Diecast Racing, cars with FTEs have nickel-plated axles, which reduce friction and typically increase the speed of the car.
It's a stock feature from the factory, not a modification.
Red Gloves Rules having trouble coming out of turn 2. Artipia's on his tail.
We've got a dogfight.
Who's going to take it? Artipia pulls ahead in the convertible, and Artipia will take the win and advance on to the second round of the Camaro Summer Tournament.
What an amazing last-minute pass by Artipia, pushing Red Gloves Rules out of the way to steal the win.
We've seen so much passing in this tournament, it's amazing.
These Chevys are certainly not disappointing.
Except for Chuck Turbo's car.
Oh yeah, poor Chuck.
Poor Chuck, at least he didn't pay all that money for the car.
Oh yeah, poor 3D.
It's coming out of your check.
You'll have to talk to Susan about that.
A great race put on by Artipia and Red Gloves Rules. Artipia will be joining TheloniousJawn in the second round of the Camaro Summer Tournament.
Here's a look at the bracket. We still have 2 more groups to race in round 1. That will be coming up in the next video.
So far, this is really shaping up to be an amazing tournament. We've had an awesome start, and I can't wait to see what happens in groups 3 and 4. You've been watching the 3D bot maker Diecast Racing League,
the home of diecast sports action racing.